Hi, it's part 2 of the interview with social media Todd. I'm Ange, Loughran, and this is Todd.
Hi.
So you must watch the first video before you go on to this one. I'll link it below. So in the first video, we learned that we went to school together and then 7 years ago reconnected on Twitter. Todd became a local hero of his community and a fantastic user of social media by just being himself. Excuse the noise, I got the builders in. And we're at my kitchen table. And then he said, we discussed a little bit about social media, and he said, well, I train people in social media now. So before we heard that he was a van driver for a wine company, what happened when you learned how to become a master of social media and you then became inundated, right, with people asking you for help with social media?
Yeah.
And you've never, both of us, train in social media all of the time.
Yeah.
And neither of us, we said in unison the other night, nobody has ever taught us anything on social media. We're completely self-taught.
Yes.
But the way we use social media really, really works. So the way you were using social media was really working.
Yeah.
You were driving a van, which you've been doing for 7 years?
11 years.
11 years?
7 years when I started doing what you're about to lead on to now,
Yeah. So tell me, what happened?
Well, after I created a bit of energy in work and a bit of attention, which you'll hear about in episode 1 if you rewind, we got, well, I say we, I always think of me as a company, it was me. I got a lot of attention. People wanted to know how I did it. How do you make Twitter work for business? How do you create a blog? Why do you bother? What's the point of it? How do you create all this noise for Warwick? But I was still driving a van and they wanted this help and I didn't have time to meet for coffee. I had a family and a wife and a home and all these other things going on in life that get in the way. So what I used to do was, I used to get to work really early, like 4 or 5 in the morning, load my van up, do some of the really, really early deliveries, sellers I knew I could get into, break into a few gardens and stuff. And then and this is true, and then I'd literally park my van at the back of a local pub, actually it was a hotel called the Warwick Arms, and I would train businesses for 3 hours how to use Twitter or blogging or Facebook for like 20 quid a head, just literally to put into the coffers of our little community thing that we were running, just because I loved doing it, and then got in my van, carried on doing deliveries.
So you accidentally started a social media training company.
I kind of did, yeah.
So it was really weird because my first companies that I started when I was 23, I started by accident.
Yeah.
I never intended to be a business owner, did you?
No, but then, do you know that's the best thing? Because it means you're doing it for the right reasons. You're not doing it for money. And I don't think any business should ever be set up for money. It should always be set up because you want to fundamentally change something or because you passionately believe in something. And that's why both of us did it.
Yeah.
You see lots of these companies and they're soulless and you think it's just there for the money. And lots of people go into business for money. Lots of people go to work for money. And that's kind of the world I left.
So when you left the wine company, obviously they had a huge following on social media. They were a big thing on social media.
Yeah.
Did they hire a social media manager to replace you, even though you were just a van driver?
No, loads of people said that I should pitch for the job, but the job wasn't there. They just literally stopped using it. They just started now, 3.5 years after they just started using some elements of it, but
oh, what a shame!
Real shame, and built it all up. Loads of motivation and energy and stuff in there, but they just didn't see the value in it.
Do you think that that's common for a lot of small businesses?
Yeah, it's one problem in small businesses, and I was a cliche that I talk about in other businesses. I was the youngest person in that business, and they presume that the youngest person should do the social media. I was ultimately the worst person to do social media because I'm the youngest person. I don't really care about the business, and I haven't got any invested sort of 30 years of heart and sweat and blood into it.
So you think that owners should have been doing the
social media? Owners should have been doing it because they saw more of the business than I did, and they knew where the business was going. But if you put them all in line, I was probably the best person to do it. But lots of companies that come across.
Let me tell you what the owners did have. They had the story behind the business.
Massive story, yeah.
And it's it's the truth, and can write this one down, that facts tell and stories sell, and social media is all about storytelling, characters, and being social and engaging, which you'll have learned in episode 1 of this series of interviews. And that's what people just don't get.
I was saying to you Saturday night, wasn't I? I was like, I cannot believe how people just still don't get it.
Still don't get social media.
Still don't get it. And we've been banging on about it, and people have been banging on about it for a lot longer than we have. They just don't get it. It's just every single story is massively important. Like you just said, sorry about the noise the builders are in. That's actually important to people. People really care that you've got the builders in. They might want to see in episode 3+1 what the builders are doing. People really care.
Pretty awesome what they're building.
It's pretty cool actually, but we're not going to tell you because you're not going to find out. But the behind the scenes stuff is so important, but it's the thing that most businesses miss out on. So for the wine merchant, when I started, it was here's some wine in a gorgeous bottle with the label on all finished, and it goes really well with this cheese.
It didn't work, did it?
No one gave a crap about that. What they really wanted to know
when
is
you got
how
your van
it got there.
stuck on a slope
During
a delivery.
I got towed up by a tractor, or the pallet of wine fell over and broke it, or when,
that was a classic.
or when we drank 1958 Paul for Brexton one because we knocked the top off it during the stock take. People actually found that more intriguing and more interesting, more real than all the shiny stuff, because the world's full of shiny, polished marketing.
But you weren't just posting, you were engaging. Anyway, so businesses and people still don't understand social media for business, if you like, and that's when your company was born. So tell us a little bit about the Spaghetti Agency.
Well, it kind of started. It started a long time before it started, really. So I met my partner Joe on Twitter because I'm awful at grammar. I don't type anything without going on the internet without going through a proofread. And I met Jo. She used to proofread my tweets, and that's kind of where it all started. We had different lives at the time, and when lots of things in my life changed, all that's online elsewhere for you to find. We got together, started our company. But it was all hinged around trying to help people understand social media because so many people wanted us to help them that they just didn't get it. So
she's behind us now making a racket, playing with one of the dogs. Yeah.
She hates it when I say I met her on the internet as well because it sounds like some sort of weird internet dating thing.
No,
she's not doing it, no. But
no publicity.
3 in 5 people meet online now. Marriages are blamed on Facebook and people meet on Tinder and Twitter, and it's how relationships are formed. And our business was formed because of it, and people told us to start a business, not the other way around.
So you started a business, fell in love,
started a business, moved house, got divorced, both of us. The best way to start a business. It's the best way to do it. Just do everything all at once. Yeah.
And the Spaghetti Agency was born.
It was, yeah. Yeah. Again, accidentally from a sofa, from a smartphone. Just helping people, and it still now revolves around training and helping people, but we now run people's social media. Something I said I'd never do actually, because I used to really annoy other people who were clearly being managed by other people, but now I do it for people. But we do it differently to how most companies do.
Yeah, because I would always say, like, I know that when I pulled away from one of my companies to concentrate on another project, I asked you to do a bit on my social media side, and I know that you said to me, are you going to carry on doing your own Facebook updates on your business page and stuff? And I think I said I was going to, because I always think it's about the person.
Yeah.
I don't think you can hire someone. I never thought you could hire someone to do your social media. But actually, if you're not doing social media at all, then hire someone to do it. But hire someone that's self-taught. That's my advice. Don't hire someone that says we are experts in social media, with this, with that, with the other. The majority of people are not. Okay, let's just put that one out there. But I would only hire someone if you're not already doing it yourself. Don't stop doing it yourself, then hire someone. Would you agree?
Yeah, I would agree. It also depends what kind of company you are. So, like, the companies that we look after now, like brands, bigger companies.
Oh, yeah.
So, like, an individual person absolutely should do their social media themselves because it is about them. And lots of small business owners, SMEs, it's the people that you buy from always. So, if you can't really fake being a person. I can't do it, and I do it all the time, 24 hours a day. And I can't really fake being. I've been a female on Twitter. I've been older and younger than I am now, and it's good fun. But I can't really be that person. But for bigger companies, brands and stuff, then yeah, they do need some sort of expertise behind it because they're busy doing other stuff, and I outsource things I'm not that good at. So there's sort of two arguments to it.
I would always say to people as well that I train, when they're like, well, which social media platforms should I be on? Well, there are lots of social media platforms. Yeah. And some will be more applicable and better for your company than others. I personally now don't use Twitter because I found it took too much engaging for me to do, and I became extremely successful on Facebook, and I use Instagram, and I use YouTube and LinkedIn. So actually, I've left Twitter alone. You've always told me, Ange, you're missing a trick by coming off Twitter, and you're probably right. Yeah. But I have enough business coming in from the other platforms. I didn't want to dilute myself by then going onto Twitter as well. So I think that, don't go on all social media platforms. Try and get into the flow and master one, and then start spreading your wings. But find the right one for you, and that's probably where you need some expert help and someone to help advise you on that. So tell people how they can find you online.
Just Google me. That's the whole idea.
Google is your friend.
Yeah, if you Google Spaghetti Agency, you'll find all our stuff. And I'm social media Todd on Twitter, so pop along there and give me a hello, or howdy, as I like to say.
Give me 4 things that you can help individuals or companies with. 1.
Understanding social media and why it should work for your business.
2.
Picking the right social media platform, because there are 258, I think, and they're not all right for you.
Blimey.
Yeah.
3.
Understanding the value of storytelling, content storytelling on all of social media is massively important.
4.
And having the right connections. So what you do and what you are and what you say is what attracts people to you, and that's a lesson for life. So who you hang around with and what the types of things you say are really important. You'll attract the wrong people if you say the wrong things.
Your vibe attracts your tribe.
I like that.
So,
Steals for later.
So I'm going to add a number 5 there. You do, which I send a lot of people on that come to me to ask for social media advice for small companies, because actually I only work with people now on a one-to-one basis through mentoring and coaching. So people can send their teams, their companies to you for a one-day course on various social media platforms.
Definitely, and we do it online now as well. So just hit me up on Twitter or Google Spaghetti Agency, and we'll help you out, definitely.
And if you're one of my LinkedIn connections watching this, I will tag Todd in, and feel free to send him a connection request. Now, the next thing we're going to talk about is that whole thing. It's LinkedIn, it's not Facebook, and all the angry ranting that goes on. So if you want to hear our rant about that, then catch episode 3. Cheers, Todd.
See ya.